The past few weeks, the president traveled across our great country. He's been giving speeches on what he calls Bidenomics. He's bragging about how good our economy is. I've got news for the president. The American people aren't buying what you're selling. 2/3 of the American people disapprove of him on the economy. 2/3. 3 out of 4 Americans say our country is on the wrong track. Most economists think we're going to have a recession within the next year. We all hope that doesn't happen. Nevertheless, I agree with the American people. Bidenomics has been a disaster, a complete disaster for the people of this country. When Joe Biden took office, this economy was ready to take off. We were opening back up after the pandemic, but obviously Joe Biden took credit for that too. The Congressional Budget Office said the economy didn't need any stimulus. No more money. We were expected to fully recover within just a few months. Guess what? Our president didn't listen. He signed the biggest stimulus bill in history. Joe Biden spent $2 trillion that we didn't need. It wasn't paid for. We didn't have the money, but we approved it anyway in this room. That $2 trillion is going straight to the national debt. $32 trillion. Embarrassing. Even the Democrats' own experts warned them not to do this. President Obama's economic advisor, Jason Furman, said, "I don't know any economist who is advocating for a spending bill that size." Bill Clinton's Treasury Secretary, Larry Summers, said it would cause inflation. Well, sure enough, a month after the Democrats passed their spending bill, inflation started going up. Now prices are at 14% higher than they were when President Biden took office. 14%. Gas prices are still up by more than $1 a gallon since this president took office. The price of diesel is raising costs for farmers in my state of Alabama and across America, and they're struggling. In total, inflation has cost a typical American family more than $8,000 annually since Joe Biden took office. Last summer, Joe Biden and the Democrats started spending trillions in taxpayer money again. Didn't learn a lesson. It was an election year, and they must have thought it was going to help them in an election. As of today, Joe Biden has authorized more than $4 trillion. That's not billion, that's $1 trillion in spending. That's more money than we spent in World War II.
Good afternoon, friends. I have shocking news to share with you this Wednesday. The Social Security cost of living adjustment is now predicted to be greater than expected. And with inflation still affecting the United States economy, analysts say that seniors and retirees could receive much more money and monthly benefits. My dear friends, please do me a big favor and watch until the end of this video to hear about all of the details. Also, to say thank you for being part of this community. I will be announcing several winners this coming Friday for the Walmart gift card giveaway. My dearest friends, if you'd like to enter these weekly giveaways, please click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you watch and then comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. According to Yahoo News, Social Security recipients finally have some good news. The forecast for next year's Social Security increase edged up on Wednesday, even after the government said that inflation cooled further in June. Annual inflation in June eased to 3%, down from 4% in May, and off a 40-year high of 9.1% in June of 2022. It was also the smallest increase since March 2021. Food rose 5.7%, but that was down from May's 6.7% annual increase. Lower inflation is generally welcomed because people are regaining their purchasing power. But Social Security recipients used to see their potential cost of living adjustment decline with slower inflation just got an unusual extra surprise. According to a forecast from the Senior Citizens League, which is a nonprofit seniors group, COLA is estimated at 3% next year. That is much less than the four-decade high of 8.7% that was received this year, but above last month's estimate of 2.7% increase for 2024. The average monthly check for Social Security beneficiaries was $1,701 in May, so a 3% COLA would mean an extra $51 each month. Ebbing inflation, coupled with a higher COLA. Mary Johnson, a Social Security analyst, warned that this could all change again. She stated, "There are still 3 more months of data before the COLA is announced in October, and the estimate could change. COLA is determined using the average inflation of July, August, and September, and then comparing it to the year before. The percentage difference between the two is the amount of COLA for the following year." Additionally, Social Security recipients will not learn the bottom line until the Medicare Part B premiums are also announced. Medicare Part B premiums are automatically deducted from most beneficiaries' Social Security benefits. In March, Medicare trustees forecasted monthly Part B premiums would increase to $174.80 in 2024 from $164.90 this year. Annual COLAs are meant to ensure Social Security's beneficiaries' purchasing power is not eroded by inflation. Sadly, COLA has not kept pace, and seniors were the only group that saw its share of poverty increase between 2020 and 2021. Even though inflation this year has been running below the 8.7% that beneficiaries received, they have not been able to recoup the losses that they incurred in 2021 and 2022, when inflation reached a 40-year high. Falling behind due to inflation has ignited the unretirement movement, according to a survey. 55% of retirees who went back to work said they did so because they needed more money, and 1 in 6 considered returning to work. The SSA bases its COLA each year on average annual increases in the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers, also known as the CPIW. The Senior Citizens League uses the most recent inflation data to keep a running projection of what COLA might be next year. About 70 million Americans receive benefits from programs administered by the Social Security Administration, with retired workers and their dependents accounting for 76.9% of benefits paid in 2022. The next COLA will be announced in October and will be effective starting January of 2024. Persistently high inflation has caused essentials such as gasoline, home utilities, and food to eat into Americans' paychecks, and the demand for housing, an issue predating the crisis, has only increased, making it much more difficult to secure affordable living spaces. The economic squeeze in the United States has been felt more acutely by seniors who are on fixed incomes and are looking to age in place. Older adults are facing uncertainty amid major life changes, and like millions of Americans, they are again looking for roommates to split cost. Yahoo News reported that as many as 80% of aging adults in America lack the financial resources to pay for 2 years of nursing home care or 4 years of an assisted living community. Additionally, 60% of older adults, or 24 million households, would not have the funds to pay for in-home long-term care, despite the fact that they would prefer to age in place. Well, my beautiful and amazing friends, That is the end of my daily stimulus update video for this Wednesday. My dear friends, thank you so much for joining me here and for being part of this community. To say thank you and to show my appreciation, I will be announcing several winners this coming Friday for the Walmart gift card giveaway. My dear friends, if you'd like to enter these weekly giveaways, please click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, my friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Thank you and have a wonderful and very blessed week.